won't you come on over closer, dear? I will nibble your ear. Chucking my tongue in the mirror, bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. A breath fogged up the glass, so I drew your face in the mirror. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of bad and easy. Just go with the seasons. What we aim to do, I mean, is I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and tell you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find the sky is yours. So please don't, there's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm talking to you. See you standing over there with your body, feeling like I wanna rock with your body. Only don't get things about nothing. I'm glad I checked, 'cause I know you got a bad reputation. Doesn't matter 'cause you get the sensation. Only don't get things about nothing. These friends keep talking way too much. Say I should give you up. Can't hear them no, 'cause I'm your own love, your own baby. And I gotta look inside to side. I've been your own love, your own baby. Everybody thinks that we're so wrong, just as long as you know you got me. And boy, I got you, 'cause tonight I make you feel with the devil. And I know it's gonna get you in trouble, just as long as you know you got me. These friends keep talking way too much. Say I should give you up. Can't hear them no, 'cause I feel These friends keep talking way too much. Say I should give you up. Can't hear them no, 'cause I Thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations to all the graduates. All the best.
Welcome to this James Cook University graduation ceremony. Please ensure that all electronic devices are switched off. Graduates, you are reminded that protocol requires that you take off your mortarboard bonnet for the national anthem. Would the assembly please stand for the entrance of the academic procession?
Vice-Chancellor and President, distinguished guests, members of the official party, academic staff, graduates and guests, good afternoon. Welcome to this Division of Tropical Health and Medicine graduation ceremony. Would you please remain standing for the National Anthem, which will be sung by Ms. Andrea Alamay. Thank you. Please be seated. Chancellor, at James Cook University, we acknowledge the Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples as the traditional owners of the land and waters where we operate our business. We pay our respects to ancestors and elders, past, present and future. James Cook University is committed to honouring Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's unique culture and spiritual relationship with the land, waters, seas, and their rich contribution to the university and society. We are assembled here today to confer James Cook University Awards. May I take this opportunity to introduce members of the official party. My name is Mr. Russ Parker and I'm today's Ceremony Marshal. From my right, Professor Ted Whittam, Dean of the College of Public Health, Medical and Veterinary Sciences. Professor Lee Stewart, Dean of the College of Healthcare Sciences. Professor Sarah Larkin, Dean of the College of Medicine and Dentistry and Director Research Development. Professor Christine Bruce, Dean of Graduate Research. Ms. Tricia Brand, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Division of Services and Resources. Professor Marie Dynan Thompson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Division of Student Life. Dr. David Craig, Director of the Cairns campus. Ms. Giselle Bovink, Deputy University Secretary and today's Mace Bearer. Mr. Bill Trudell, the University's Chancellor. Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Sandra Harding, Officer of the Order of Australia. Mr. Cam Charlton. This evening, Mr. Charlton is to be conferred with the award of Honorary Doctor of the University. He will also deliver the occasional address. Lieutenant General Retired Dr. John Gray, Companion of the Order of Australia. Honorary Doctor of the University and James Cook University's Chancellor from 1999 to 2016. Mr. Peter Phillips, Deputy Chancellor. Professor Richard Murray, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the Division of Tropical Health and Medicine. And Professor Stephen Naylor, Chair of the University's Academic Board. Seated behind the official party are members of the university staff. Chancellor, I invite you to address the Assembly.
Good afternoon. I warmly acknowledge today Professor Sandra Harding, Officer of the Order of Australia, our Vice-Chancellor and President. I believe we also have present in the audience today Councillor Bob Manning, Medal of the Order of Australia, Mayor of the Cairns Regional Council, whose presence I would also like to acknowledge along with Mrs. Claire Manning. I acknowledge Mr. Peter Phillips, our Deputy Chancellor, Lieutenant General Dr. John Gray, retired, Companion of the Order of Australia, and as you've heard, a former Chancellor of James Cook University. Mr. Cam Charlton, our distinguished occasional speaker, today's Honorary doctorate recipient and a former Deputy Chancellor. Ms. Lovejeet Kalkat, our graduate speaker, who today will be awarded a Bachelor of Dental Surgery, members of the official party, members of JCU's governing body, the Council, ladies and gentlemen, and most important of all, our graduating students. I too acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we gather and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Warm thanks also to Andrea Alomé for her stirring rendition of our national anthem and for her pre-ceremony entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to our graduation ceremony. I'm so pleased we can host this graduation ceremony in person today after having to change to a virtual event in 2020. One of the very best aspects of being Chancellor, in fact, of my alma mater is presiding over graduation ceremonies. It's an opportunity to celebrate the achievements of our students and to rejoice with the dedicated staff of JCU at the culmination of all their work to turn out graduates of such remarkable quality. Congratulations, you made it. I commend you for your persistence and determination to make it through what has been a very challenging final 2 years of your study. COVID-19 has altered fundamental aspects of our lives and brought devastation and disruption to our world, but the struggle we've faced has brought out the best in so many people and thrown up opportunities as well as hardships, leading to moving displays of strength and innovation. When I reflect on the events of last year, it's heartening to see how far we've come. The way in which our JCU community has responded to the challenges and privations of the last 2 years has been outstanding, an uplifting affirmation of what we can achieve when we all pull together and support each other. I'd also like to acknowledge with gratitude the family and friends who have helped bring you to this milestone in your lives. They have been the sounding board, the shoulder to cry on, the motivator during those tough times, and deserve to be proud of their contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, a brief note about something you will notice later in our ceremony. James Cook University is always proud to celebrate the diversity of cultures and customs that make up our university community and landscape. A very special part of that is to acknowledge the academic achievements of our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students through a sashing ceremony that we hold just before each graduation ceremony. Later you will see those students proudly wearing their sashes as they walk across this stage to receive their awards. This is but one of the special ways we honour our connection to and our shared history with the traditional owners of the land and the sea on which we operate. During our 50th anniversary last year, we were particularly proud to announce that local Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities had gifted to us Indigenous language names for each of JCU's campuses in northern Queensland. On a personal level, I was very proud indeed to participate in these ceremonies and to acknowledge the role of Australia's Indigenous peoples in the advancement of our university. 2022 will see another important milestone, the 30th anniversary of the nation-changing High Court ruling, which you've all come to know as the Mabo decision. JCU is proud of the part we played in helping Eddie Koiki Mabo in his fight for land rights. We will have more information in the coming months on how the university will be marking this milestone. Given that my wife and I are both graduates of JCU, and Chris is with us here today, A particularly pleasant aspect of my role today is to welcome all of you, JCU's new graduates, into our alumni family. Our alumni have made significant contributions everywhere you look, playing vital roles locally, nationally, and internationally. In graduating today, you are joining the ranks of some very high-achieving JCU alumni. In fact, just last week, we held JCU's 11th Annual Outstanding Alumni Awards, where we honoured 12 of our best, including, and I won't list them all, Dr. Tani Bridson, the founder of Hand in Hand Peer Support Foundation, who was also recently named Queensland's Young Australian of the Year for 2022. In fact, the 2022 Young Australian of the Year for New South Wales is also a JCU graduate, Dr. Daniel Noor, founder of Streetside Medics. Professor Brett Sutton, a name known to many of you, Victoria's Chief Health Officer, who has provided expert clinical and scientific advice to keep Victorians and the Australian public at large safe from COVID-19. And Professor Roy Ann West, a proud Kalkadunga and Jakandai woman from northwestern Queensland, who has dedicated her life to improving healthcare for Indigenous people through her work as a nurse and academic, and now CEO of the Congress of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Nurses and Midwives. I could go on and on with impressive examples who've gone before you. I'm sure you'll be relieved to know that I won't do that. I'll let those few illustrations illustrate my point. Before bringing my remarks to a close, I'd like to say what a great delight it is to have Lieutenant General Dr. John Gray and his wife Helen with us today, and to have Dr. Gray join us in the official party. Dr. and Mrs. Gray have joined us for two very special reasons. One, to celebrate with the rest of us the conferral of an honorary doctorate of the university on his former and my former council colleague, Cam Charlton. I had the pleasure of conferring the same honour on Dr. Gray in Singapore in 2016. And it will be my singular honour to confer the award upon Mr. Charlton. As you will hear, Cam has served JCU with selfless distinction for some 13 years, including as our Deputy Chancellor. I hold Cam in the very highest regard, and I look forward to his occasional address. The second reason for Dr. and Mrs. Gray's presence today is to take part in the final Cairns graduation ceremony of our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Sandra Harding. Dr. Gray led the process which culminated in the appointment of Professor Harding back in 2007. Of all Dr. Gray's many contributions to JCU in his 17 years as Chancellor, that decision was without question one of his finest. Today, though, is all about you, our graduates, and the families and loved ones who have helped get you to the point we are celebrating today. And our Vice-Chancellor is most insistent, and always is, on that point. I feel, though, that it would be remiss of me not to take a brief moment to acknowledge Professor Harding's impending retirement, and to thank you, Sandra, on behalf of all of us here, and many others as well, for your fine leadership and contribution to the far North Queensland community. When we welcome Professor Simon Biggs as our next Vice-Chancellor and President in February next year, we know that we will be welcoming someone who has your blessing and selfless support as he endeavours to preserve and build on the fine legacy you will be leaving him. Now, graduates, the time's come to pause and really take in and enjoy all that you've achieved. Those of us responsible for leading the university are very proud of you and for staying the course and reaching this milestone. And I look forward to seeing you walk across the stage to receive your awards. That will be the time for your family, your friends, your supporters to applaud and to cheer you with all the gusto and energy they can muster. And when the celebrations subside and you begin your careers, before long, life will be filled with all sorts of responsibilities and challenges. That process has almost certainly begun. But I do encourage you to stay in touch with JCU through our alumni network. You are JCU's next generation of leaders and game changers, and we want to be able to follow your achievements and to take pride in them, take pride in you. And as you begin to make your mark on the world, remember you have only just begun your learning journey. The renowned futurist author Alvin Toffler once reflected on this notion in his best-selling book Future Shock, known to many of you. He said, and I'm quoting, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." I have no doubt that in the near future you will be bringing the power of your JCU education to bear on issues of great significance to your communities. Congratulations and good luck.
Chancellor, I call upon the Chair of the Academic Board, Professor Stephen Naylor, to present graduating students.
Will all graduating students please stand? Chancellor, I certify to you and to the University that all graduands and graduates standing before you today have fulfilled the requirements prescribed by the University, and I ask that they be recognised as admitted into their respective awards.
In the name of the University Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I recognise and admit candidates so approved and congratulate and warmly welcome you as James Cook alumni.
Will all graduates and diplomats please be seated?
Chancellor, the awarding of a Doctor of Philosophy degree has a special place in our graduation ceremony. It is one of the highest qualifications which the University awards. This degree is awarded for the successful completion of a significant piece of independent research, sustained in its scholarly character and one that makes an original contribution to the field. External examination is always involved. 4 candidates will be presented this evening. Professor Christine Bruce, Dean of Graduate Research, will present the graduates and acknowledge their supervisors, and Professor Stephen Naylor, Chair of the Academic Board, will read their thesis abstracts.
Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Jennifer Justine Carr. Dr. Carr's studies were undertaken in the discipline of physiotherapy under the supervision of Dr. Ruth Barker and Professor Alan Clough.
Chancellor, Dr. Carr worked with Aboriginal families with Machado-Joseph's disease, or MJD, in the top end of Australia, to the co-design and to pilot a physical activity and lifestyle program. The Staying Strong Cool Toolbox program significantly improved mobility, ataxia, and quality of life, and will be implemented in Australia and shared with families with MJD worldwide. Chancellor, I present Dr. Carr.
Elizabeth Semaine Morlingin Gumbaketi. Dr. Gumbaketi's studies were undertaken in the discipline of natural and physical sciences under the supervision of Dr. Michelle Redmond-McLaren, Professor Maxine Whitaker, and Professor Sarah Larkins.
Chancellor, Dr. Gumbaketi explored young women's experiences at Menaki in Papua New Guinea. She found that socio-cultural norms around menstruation restricts pre-menarche preparation impacting on young women's menstrual health and well-being. Health and education sectors in PNG are using results to improve sexual and reproductive health, communicating with adolescent females. Chancellor, I present Dr. Gumbakati.
Elizabeth Marie Joyce. Dr. Joyce's studies were undertaken in the discipline of botany under the supervision of Professor Darren Crane, Emeritus Professor Joseph Holtham, Katrina Naga, and Kevin Tiwi.
Chancellor, Dr. Joyce investigated the Sunda Sulal Floristic Exchange, or SFFE, using floristic, phylogeographic and phylogenomic approaches. She compiled the first preliminary regional plant checklist, found the SSFE and the substantial impact on floristic composition, identified 2 exchange tracks from the Southeast Asia into Australia, and found that in the Anacardiaceae sapodiae instinction infected SSFE dynamics. Dr. Joyce's thesis was passed cum laude. Chancellor, I present Dr. Joyce.
Abigail Lucy Scott. Dr. Scott's studies were undertaken in the discipline of environmental studies under the supervision of Dr. Michael Rashid, Dr. Paul York, and distinguished Professor Marcus Sheaves.
Chancellor, Dr. Scott studied how herbivore grazing can modify seagrass meadows in the Great Barrier Reef. She found that herbivores act as ecosystem engineers in these seagrass meadows, particularly green turtles and dugong. Dr. Scott's results will be used to inform seagrass monitoring on the Great Barrier Reef. Chancellor, I present Dr. Scott.
Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of the Doctor of Philosophy Awards.
Chancellor, in recognition of academic excellence, the University bestows an award to graduates whose doctoral research thesis has been passed cum laude. I'm pleased to announce that a Medal for Excellence for a doctoral research thesis is to be awarded to a graduate this evening. I call upon the Chairperson of the Academic Board, Professor Stephen Naylor, to present the recipient of a Medal of Excellence for a doctoral research thesis.
So honoured, Elizabeth Marie Joyce. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of a Medal for Excellence for Doctoral Research Thesis.
Chancellor, I invite Professor Ted Whittam, Dean of the College of Public Health, Medical and Veterinary Sciences, to present college graduates.
Chancellor, I present a graduate awarded the degree of the Graduate Certificate of Disaster Health and Humanitarian Assistance, Corinne Elise Dalton. Chancellor, I present a graduate awarded the degree of Graduate Certificate of Public Health, Serena Boyd. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted the degree of Master of Public Health with distinction. Jarrah Marsh. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted the degree of Master of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, James Roddick Greenholt. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Public Health, Medical and Veterinary Sciences.
Chancellor, I invite Professor Lee Stewart, Dean of the College of Healthcare Sciences, to present college graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Nursing Science, Sabah Adam. Bonnie Lee Lillian Bax. Cynthia Lenojan Bauer. Lucy Angela Bevan. Kira Jade Blight. Julia Bokor. Samuel Dylan Borovina. Chrissy Kate Amy College. Rhiannon Ashley Collis. Therese Aileen Corrigan. Cheyenne Dolan. Emily Jane Driscoll. Telly Peter Evans. Olivia Josephine Falloon. Gemma Magella Fasano. Hazel Ann Fisher. Kabita Gautam. Anastasia Christine George. Samiksha Gimiri. Aisha Lee Gibson. Taylor Javon Gay K. Gilmore. Taylor. Estina Simone Francis Grieg. Abigail Rose Harris. Caitlin Amelia Harris. Georgia Victoria Hatfield. Chelsea Ann Herr. Georgia Hurd. Jodie Nicole Holding. Joshua James Hollins. Rachel Ann Homer. Josephine Elizabeth Howell. Marianne Agina Ibis. Tegan Jessica Ives. Daryl Carlina. And Faith Kai. And Marie Ashler Kai. Emma Eileen Kenworthy. Jamie May Knight. Emma K. Lamert. Letitia Lay. Caitlin Tiffany Lee Long. Cassidy Renee Lohman. Abby Louise Matner. Amanda Sarah McFarlane. Elise Amy McRobb. Kate Ellen Meservey. Dagmar Middleton. And with the Sally Gould Prize, Leanne Victoria Page. Harpinderpreet Panesh. Shanice Alisa Payette. Madeline Jemiah Payne. Macy Lee Pezzolato. Emma Marie Phillips. Frances Marie Pyle. Shannon Tracy Ray Quaife. Olivia Isabel Ramsey. Natasha Louise Randall. Taylor Clarice Richings. Letitia Louise Robert Shaw. Tika Maya Sanyasi. Michelle Lorin Skinner. Olivia Michelle Sturgis. Kitana Jessie Thompson. Brooke May Thurstons. Michael Francis Toison. Finian Sikocho Weaver. Orla Aisha Weaver. Laura May Wheeler. Roxanne Alice Wetters. Bronte Jane Williams. Isaac Winspear. Nikki Charlotte Wrigglesworth. Laura Grace Wright. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Nursing Science with distinction. Gina Akiyama. Melanie Ostrai Ombiga. Mark Christopher Dawson. And with the Sean McPherson and Karen Calder Memorial Prize, Virginie Isabel Simone Lopez Yila. Lachlan James McLeod. Nicholas James Mills. Ella Erin Murtagh. Olivia Caitlin Otts. Hyan Kun Pak. Michelle Rachel Robinson. Nancy Bosico Salcido. Darlene Basco Sapeo. Gabrielle M. Spence. Saskia Talbot. Lauren Jean Taylor. Caitlin Rose Thorley. And with the Nurse of the Tropics Prize and the Nursing Alumni Prize for Citizenship, Carolyn Joy Toohey. And with the Townsville Hospital Foundation Prize for Year 2, Georgia Emily Tunney. And with the Prize in Nursing Excellence, Cara Louise Viegel. Prudence Jane Wetton. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science. Jessica Allen. Angela Renee Ayres. Tanya Anita Daniels. Karina Jane Denman. Luana Dewey Healy. Sashenka Louise Mojing. Jessica Lee Muir. Esther Derica Riddell. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychological Science Honours, Rebecca Julie Byrne. Chancellor, I present a graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Psychological Science, Ella Wendy Cassar. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology, Honours, Lucy Olive Ferguson. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology Honours with distinction, Christopher Robert Alcorn. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science, Scott Michael Bevan. Tani Duffy Savage. Nathan James Rotherham. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Sport and Exercise Science, Honours, Class 1, Aidan Victor Alves. And Lachlan Rhys Boyd. Chancellor, I present a graduate awarded the degree of Graduate Certificate of Diabetes Education with distinction, Kerry Ann McIntyre. Chancellor, I present graduates awarded the degree of Graduate Diploma of Psychology, Jane Susan Glynn. Caitlin Janine Ham. Isabella Frances Westall. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Nursing, Van Tuong Tai Ho. Vanessa Marie Shaw. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Healthcare Sciences.
Chancellor, I invite Professor Sarah Larkins, Dean of the College of Medicine and Dentistry, to present college graduates.
Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Dental Surgery. Susna Kuriakosi Abraham. With the Medical Indemnity Protection Society Book Prize for Simulated Dentistry, Shelby Barbara Armstrong. Shugam Bandari. Sophia Rose Spina Bliss. Yanni Kevin Bodamas. Ting Cheng. Grace Choi. Rashini Jenny Crispa Christie. Nicholas Chung. Tadini Edrawira. Sylvia Escaros. Sarah Jane Farrell. Shane Prasathi Fernando. Americo Gomez Kaniki. Wada Olan Hem. Amber Lee Henderson. Cassia Hu Hodgson. Lovejeet Kaur Kalkat. Joseph Kenway. Joshua Louis. Noah Morano. With the Henry Shine Prize for Clinical Excellence in Dentistry, Phoebe Lillian Martin. Liam James Maundrell. Brielle Charlene McAdam. So Hyun Moon. Daniel Michael Musad. Suzanne No. Lawrence Nguyen. Leslie Nye. Sai Pabati. Delini Shanelka Pereira. Malavika Ravichandran. Samuel Reisiger. Hyunju Rim. With With the Royal Australasian College of Dental Surgeons Academic Prize, Adam Saker. Daniel Abanoob Saman. Verona Saman. Amy Samuela. Shruti Sona. Mika Claire Sweeney. Zarin Tasnim. Jeremy Teo. Roshni Ann Robin Thekakara. Stephanie So. Mason Ho Tin Wong. Alexander Wu. Samuel Yo. Chancellor, I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Dental Surgery with distinction. Leanne Brunton. Maria Demian. With the Australian Dental Association Queensland Branch Prize, Irene Fang. With the Colgate Oral Care Prize, Matthew Carlil. With the Colgate Oral Care Graduation Prize, Sophia Gabriela Laparidis. Aisha Ania. Cassandra Thea Peters. Ebony Rose Smith. With the Australian Dental Association Queensland Branch Prize and the Queensland Graduate Chapter of the Delta Sigma Delta Dental Fraternity Prize, Piper Smith. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of graduates from the College of Medicine and Dentistry.
Chancellor, I call upon Professor Sandra Harding, Vice-Chancellor and President, to present Mr Cam Charlton for admission to the degree of Honorary Doctor of the University.
Chancellor, James Cook University wishes to recognise Mr Cam Charlton for his exceptional contribution to the university, both in Australia and in Singapore. Mr. Cam Charlton is a highly respected business leader who has played a major role in the Cairns community and provided outstanding service to James Cook University. He is a deeply experienced business manager and advisor with more than 35 years' experience as a chartered accountant and accredited management consultant. Mr. Charlton graduated from the University of New South Wales with a Bachelor of Commerce in 1977 and a Bachelor of Laws in 1980. He is a member of the Australian Institute of Company Directors and has been a member of the Institute of Management Consultants and an accredited consultant with the United Nations Industrial Development Organisation. Mr. Charlton has held fellowships with the Institute of Chartered Accountants and the Australian Institute of Management. For more than a decade, Mr. Charlton has been a dedicated member of the Board of Directors of James Cook University Proprietary Limited in Singapore and is a member of JCU Singapore's Finance and Risk Management Committee. Mr. Charlton has been pivotal to the success of the Singapore campus, lending his experience and expertise to the university's buyout of its initial partner in that venture, and playing an important role as a member of the governance board which oversees the enterprise. Among his former appointments at James Cook University, Mr. Charlton was a most valued member of the JCU Council for more than 13 years, including as Deputy Chancellor from 2018 to 2020. His immense contribution to the university is further highlighted by the sheer number of roles that he has held, including Chair of Audit and Risk and Compliance Committee, Chair of JCU Enterprises Proprietary Limited, Member of the Chancellor's Committee, Chair of James Cook University Holdings Proprietary Limited, Chair of the Futures Committee, Chair of the Faculty of Law, Business and Creative Arts Review Committee, Member of the Appeals Panel Committee, Member of the Strategy Committee, Member of the Finance Committee, Member of the Vice-Chancellor's Cairns Advisory Committee, and Chair of the Centre for East and Southeast Asian Studies. In addition, Mr. Charlton has a long and admirable record of service to business and to the broader community in Cairns, having resided in tropical North Queensland for more than 35 years. He was the founding director of Kleinhardt Business Consultants and Brokers, servicing clients throughout Australia and Papua New Guinea. He has a keen professional focus on sustainable business and regional growth and improvement, with specialist skills in strategic and business planning, market evaluation and planning, opportunity evaluation, financial analysis, business valuations, and business sales and acquisition. Mr. Charlton has served on numerous boards and committees throughout his career. He is currently a director of several organisations, including the North Queensland Cowboys Rugby League Club and Citizens of the Great Barrier Reef Foundation. He is a former chair of both Advanced Cairns and of Tourism Tropical North Queensland. He is a former director of the Royal Automobile Club of Queensland and of Regional Development Australia's Far North Queensland area. More recently, Mr. Charlton has dedicated his time to the Queensland Government's COVID-19 assistance response as a Tourism Small Business Financial Counsellor with the Remote Area Planning and Development Board. Chancellor, it is with great pleasure that I present Mr. Cam Charlton to be admitted to the award of Honorary Doctor of the University in recognition of his exceptional contribution to the University, both in Australia and Singapore.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you, Cam Charlton, to the degree of Honorary Doctor of the University.
Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the Honorary Doctorate Award. Chancellor, I now have great pleasure in inviting Honorary Doctorate recipient Dr. Cam Charlton to deliver the occasional address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and President, Deputy Chancellor, members of staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course graduates. I'd like to begin by firstly offering my sincere congratulations to all the graduates here today. To graduate and get to where you are, that's just a fantastic thing. You can be well proud of yourselves and you can be terribly optimistic for a wonderful future. I wish you every success. I'd like to begin by, I'm particularly pleased to have this opportunity to speak with graduates of tropical health and medicine, because as it happens, I come from a fairly extensive medical family, which is now reaching into its fourth generations with my nephews and nieces, and across a multitude of disciplines of doctors, nurses and carers. So it's really nice to be able to talk to this audience with that background, so I'm grateful for that opportunity. And on that basis, I'd like to start with a personal, somewhat historical anecdote, which I hope might resonate with you. Back in 1981, when my wife and I were living in Papua New Guinea, my younger brother was in his final year of medicine at the University of New South Wales. And he rang us to ask if we might meet a colleague of his, meet and accommodate a colleague of his, who was going to be transiting in Port Moresby to undertake his elective term placement in the small town of Mendi in the Southern Highlands. Well, this young doctor in the making duly arrived and stayed a night with us, and I have to say we were horrified. Back then, Papua New Guinea was still very much a developing country with significant challenges for the inexperienced and particularly in the remote areas. Our newly arrived and very fresh-faced med student was clearly quite naive and entirely unworldly. We simply couldn't see how he could possibly cope in the environment to where he was going. Our concerns grew when, almost immediately after he got to Mendi, he was literally thrust into a 4-hour, four-wheel drive journey through the jungle to take up a position as the second of only 2 doctors to be responsible for a 100-bed hospital in the tiny village of Tari. From the moment he arrived, he was without any meaningful assistance. He was managing and undertaking an extensive and unrelenting range of male and female surgical operations, including the likes of axe and spear wounds, as well as complex obstetrics, tropical diseases, leprosy, and severe mental health conditions. It was often the case that surgical procedures and operations were undertaken by a reference to a textbook propped up on the patient's bed. He also had to make instant decisions as to who got treated and in what priority, and who received access to exceptionally limited supplies and equipment. But I've got to say, these experiences were the making of this young man, both professionally and personally. He really stepped up and he responded to the challenges that he had to face. He actually later confided to us he knew he had to learn quickly because if he didn't, people would die. It was as simple as that. In the process of so doing, he became much more self-assured and he had learned to have confidence in his own abilities and capabilities. And finally, when he came to the end of his 2-month placement, he undertook a week-long trek in the extremely rugged mountains of the West Sepik, simply living off the land. He was an entirely different person when we next saw him. And I tell you that anecdote because it contains a number of examples of principles which, as I now reflect, have been pretty important in my own life. The first of those is to actively look for and to step up to opportunities and be prepared to stretch outside your comfort zone. I've been an advocate for having a plan to help guide you in your life, but that plan needs to be capable of amendment and change in response to opportunities and challenges that inevitably come from the lives we live today. In my own circumstances, a chance opportunity to work in Papua New Guinea for a short 6-week period in 1979 has subsequently developed into a lifelong and extremely fulfilling relationship with that country and its peoples. It was truly a life-changing experience. It gave me exposure to a much wider variety of work and considerably greater professional responsibilities at a much earlier stage of my career than would otherwise have been the case. I think it actually considerably enhanced my personal education as well as my professional skills and competencies. And importantly, and on the lifestyle front, it was there that we developed a true love for the tropics, which was fundamental to our decision to move to Cairns in 1984. To this day, we still believe that was the best decision of our lives. Life principle number 2, look towards lifelong continuous improvement and development. The significant speed of technological development is accelerating our rate of learning and discovery, nowhere more so than in health, medicine and personal well-caring. Clearly, you will need to stay abreast of these developments and learnings in order to stay at the forefront of your profession. As you now go out into your respective professions, providing care and assistance in the vast area of tropical health and medicine, you will inevitably and increasingly develop particular areas of interest and further specialisation. Our med student in Honorary learn quickly and on a daily basis, even doing surgery from a textbook. I sincerely hope that your continuous learning processes are less traumatic. My own career has seen continuous progression through quite a number of areas of professional disciplines and interests. During that process, I came to the view that if I was to genuinely add value to my clients, then I should learn about their industries. And quite apart from the technical knowledge and competencies I've been able to accumulate and utilise for the benefit of client consulting in this regard, I found my learnings and experiences, and particularly in the tourism and economic development sectors, to be personally very fulfilling and enriching. Following that theme, life principle number 3, seek to truly know your client or patient. Do so in the context of their whole story and genuinely care. In my own career, I've come to appreciate the significant difference between the smaller regional business owners and operators that I deal with in this part of the world, as opposed to the ASX style of clients I'd previously dealt with. Clients in the smaller business marketplace are first and foremost people. People from widely ranging business and personal circumstances and widely ranging cultures, beliefs and influences. Quite clearly, different people have differing personal needs and priorities. As providers of professional services, our job is to enable our clients or patients to best meet their personal needs and priorities. That being so, I believe it important to truly understand as much as is possible about my clients' real-life circumstances. Having the benefit of that knowledge, coupled with genuine client care, very often enables added value guidance or even more effective ultimate solutions. Our medical student in Honorary had to come to grips with the realities and treatments for different lifestyle behaviours and tropical diseases in the context of differing cultural, religious and familial beliefs and customs. Becoming familiar with those influences enabled him to ensure treatment and care most appropriate to those circumstances. You, each of you, will have to come to grips with the unique matters of your own respective worlds. I encourage you never to lose sight of the person behind your patient. Life principle number 4, be a team player. Another aspect of my career has seen me active in industry clusters, as they're known, as a regional economic development stimulant model. Put simply, the fundamental aspect of this model is that more can be achieved by us all working together. The concept's not new, and it's not unique to economics. Aristotle first put it simply, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. The successful development of our very own tropical North Queensland tourism destination markets is a living testimony to the strength of the industry that pulls together. This region has for many years been greatly revered for hunting in packs. Genuine teamwork can be extremely powerful. Clearly, patient and veterinary care is very much a team effort, with each member of the team contributing their own particular special professional expertise towards the greater good of the patient. It is the precision of the coming together of all of these skills that requires excellence in team coordination and performance. Life principle number 5. Make sure you have valuable work-life balance. You are now at an extremely exciting stage of your respective professional careers. You will unquestionably be presented with enormous professional responsibilities and challenges. There will be significant competitive demands for your time and focus. Your sense of professionalism and obligation can oftentimes cause work-life balance to get out of whack. I encourage you to be alert to this risk and to ensure you have a mechanism to fix it, if necessary. Our med student in Tari totally de-stressed by trekking through the PNG mountains. But in this regard, and above all else, my most important advice is value and invest quality time with your family and friends. By way of closing today, I'd like to reiterate my key messages. Actively look for and step up to opportunities. Be prepared to stretch outside your comfort zone. Have confidence in your own capabilities. Look towards lifelong continuous development. Be alert that regional areas often enable greater variety and greater responsibility earlier. Never lose sight of the person behind the patient. Genuinely care. Be a team player. Ensure valuable work-life balance. Value and invest quality time with your family and friends. I wish you professional and personal fulfilment and every success and happiness for the future. Thank you.
Chancellor, I now have great pleasure in inviting Ms. Lovejeet Kalkat to deliver the graduate address.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and President, Dr. Cam Charlton, Deputy Chancellor, members of the official party, members of staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and our fellow graduates. My name is Lovejeet Kalkat, and I am honoured to stand before you today to deliver the graduate address for today's ceremony. On behalf of all the graduates of 2021, I would like to congratulate Dr. Cam Charlton on receiving the award of Honorary Doctor of the University, and I'd like to thank Dr. Charlton for his inspiring speech and delivering such kind, wise words today. Thank you for sharing with us your own experiences and the advice, reiterating that we all have the ability to step up, stretch out of our comfort zone, and never cease to develop as individuals. I would now like to ask all the graduates and our attending guests to please show their appreciation by joining with me in a round of applause for Dr. Cam Charlton. On behalf of all graduates, I would like to thank all parents, family and friends who are attending today, and also for those who could not be present today, for all of their support, guidance, encouragement throughout these past years. Thank you for always being there for us, supporting us in so many different ways, motivating us and pushing us to keep going and to finally help us reach this stage today.
I also want to acknowledge all the staff, teachers, mentors who have guided us through our studies and for being our foundation and support system throughout these years. Thank you for all of your hard work, patience, and sharing your knowledge and teachings required to get us to this level today, ready for the open world. I now ask all graduates to please stand and turn towards our family and friends and staff, and please join me in a round of applause to acknowledge their unconditional support throughout our journey for the past years. And finally, to my peers, my fellow graduates, congratulations to you all. It is truly a defining moment for all of us. Our respective journeys through our tertiary education culminate to this day, our graduation. We have all fought our battles, whether they be known or unknown to those around us. Despite the adversity, the setbacks, those long nights, and the questionable dietary intake, we sit here tonight. Every generation has its own hurdles. Ours was COVID-19. As the world was gripped by the pandemic and its impact on society, it undoubtedly affected our education as well. Whether it was reduced contact hours, the inability to travel and to attend classes, and the restrictions limiting the practical learning, it definitely had a huge impact over the past 2 years. In spite of the challenges that all of us have faced, know that they weren't enough to keep you all from accomplishing what you set out to do. And that's the resilience and adaptability that will always be necessary to take one further in our respective clinical fields of work. So I'd like to say final congratulations to you all. May the journey forward bring everyone success, and whether it be for further study or for beginning or re-entering into the workforce, and whatever endeavours you all undertake, I'd like to wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Chancellor. I would now like to invite Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Sandra Harding, to deliver her final closing address to a Cairns graduation.
Chancellor, Dr. Cam Charlton, Deputy Chancellor, former Chancellor, Lieutenant General Dr. John Gray, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, children, my university colleagues, and most of all, graduates. This has been a long ceremony. I will keep you only a few minutes more. Now, I'm mostly going to speak to the graduates, but I don't want to miss acknowledging and congratulating the parents, partners, and supporters who are here today. As a parent and a partner, I know what it takes to be on the sidelines, watching someone you love go through what is a tough process, undoubtedly made more complex during COVID-19 times, watching and wishing you could do more to help, encouraging them and commiserating with them. These past few years have been a journey for you too. You will be feeling very proud of your graduate, and rightly so. But your love and support deserves recognition as well, so my very best congratulations to you all. Graduates, I also acknowledge the hard work of my university colleagues, your professors and lecturers, and the professional and technical staff of the university for the important part they have played on your university journey. Your success is our success. And in these times, I know my colleagues are particularly delighted to see you through to this important day. We greatly admire your resilience and your determination, and we will take a quiet pride in your successes from here. Graduates, with congratulations and thanks delivered, there is only one more thing for me to do, and it is to leave you with the last message from the university. And that message is about you and your professional life from here. Today, I'm going to share with you the truth of a professional life. Really, two truths. The first truth goes to the rhythm of a professional life. The rhythm of a professional life. As you settle into your role, you will realise that there are two kinds of work days. First, there will be days when nothing much happens. When you go to work, do your job, bring to bear your education, training and growing experience. There will be some achievements and you'll come to know the usual frustrations, and then you'll go home and get ready for the next day. These are the ordinary days of a professional life, and almost always the next day will be pretty much the same. Second, there will be days that start out ordinary, but then something happens. On these days, you will be challenged to discover a new solution, a new answer to an issue or problem confronting you. These rarer days are the testing days of a professional life. So the first truth of a professional life is this: most days are ordinary. Most days will not test you. Now, this truth, as it is slowly revealed over the early part of a professional life, is often itself a great challenge. For most of us, when we choose our profession, we think of a professional life as a succession of great, testing, winning, even heroic moments. Even now, you are probably upbeat and excited, perhaps a little fearful of the responsibility that rests with you, of the decisions you'll be called to make. But over time, as that first truth of a professional life is revealed, that most days will not test you, it is easy to become disappointed or disillusioned, even wonder at the career choice you have made. Most of us come to a point where we question, is this what I signed up for? Is this what it means to be a professional in my field? Is this all there is? Graduates, when you get to the point of this questioning, this feeling of discomfort and maybe disappointment, when this dawning realisation happens to you, you will likely do one of two things. Some of you will conclude that as your day-to-day lived experience does not match the professional life of your dreams, you will leave your profession and do something else. That happens, and sometimes it's for the best. For others of you, your reaction will be different. You will puzzle about this. You will stop and reappraise the professional life of your dreams against the lived experience and think deeply about both. If this is you, you won't leave your profession. Instead, the second truth of a professional life will be revealed to you. That second truth is this: as exasperating as they can be sometimes, it is the ordinary days that matter most. It is the ordinary days that matter most. Let me explain. There's a reason why we refer to working in a profession as practicing your profession. You see, on those very many ordinary days, that is what you're doing, practicing. Practicing to apply your knowledge and to hone your judgment. Practicing to manage yourself and, in time, to manage others. Practicing to question and to learn, and perhaps then to teach. practicing by getting things wrong as well as right, practicing to respond to those who need your professionalism, practicing to put them and their needs first, and perhaps, if you learn the lessons of your professional life, practicing to lead. These are the days that matter most, for the point of all that practice and all those ordinary days is to ensure that when you are called upon to make the critical decision, when you are at a moment of determination with all the pressure and stress for you and others that this will entail, with others depending on your judgment, waiting for your call, what emerges for you at that moment as a result of all that practice, of all those ordinary days, is the ability to quiet yourself, to focus, to think, to assess, to decide, and to act. Right there and then, the sum total of your experiences of who you are and who you've become will be brought into sharp focus. When this happens to you, as it surely will, at that very moment, you are called upon to do a most amazing thing. You are called upon to deliver on your potential. Deliver on your potential as a professional, but perhaps more importantly, deliver on your potential as a human being, as a person in the world who has had the benefit of a fine university education and the great opportunity, the immense challenge and the wondrous privilege of living a professional life. Graduates, you didn't know it then, but when you were born and during your life, there have been those around you, those who love you, who have wanted three simple things for you: your health, your happiness, and that you fulfill your potential, whatever that might be. And they are all with you today, sitting here or thinking of you from afar, just bursting with pride that you have achieved so much already. My university colleagues too are buoyed by your potential and all that you might achieve in this world. Graduates, you are ready. You have in your hands, in your minds, information, tools, knowledge, and the capacity to gain more. As you embark on the great journey ahead, as you think about all the years and months and days before you, think on the truth of your professional life. Work to find great meaning in the ordinary days, secure in the knowledge that it is indeed these that matter most. And practice your profession. Practice your profession so that when the testing days come, when others have such great need of you and your judgment, when you are tested beyond your experience, and when in time your own profession looks to you for your leadership, you will meet that critical moment and deliver on your potential. Graduates, as this ceremony ends, the future, your future, and all that you will become and all that you might achieve begins right here, today. Know you have my heartfelt congratulations and my very best wishes, and those of the entire university community. Know also that you have the love and support of your family and friends who will be with you as your life unfolds. It is now time for you to start your journey to become the professional of your dreams amidst the ordinary days and the testing days, and to do what others have wanted you for you all the days of your life, to deliver on your potential. Graduates, goodbye and good luck.
Chancellor, the successful staging of this ceremony is the culminative effort of many university staff. I would like to thank the Ceremonies and Examination Officers for their coordination of this ceremony. On behalf of James Cook University, I extend the compliments of the season to you all. This graduation ceremony is now concluded. Will the Assembly please stand as the Chancellor leads the academic procession from the auditorium? Graduates, you are invited to join on the end of the academic procession as it leaves.
these are all the open ones.